Very happy now to be joined by our guy, Joe Flacco. Last time he was Cleveland Brown NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Great to have you back. Training camp again. This is what, your 30th training camp right now for you? How's it been kind of getting back into the mix here in the sweltering Cleveland heat?
It's good, you know. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, listen, we're kind of still easing in. There's this ramp up period that we got going, but you know, we're doing our best to get out there and compete and have a little bit of fun. So,
what gets you excited about a practice day at this point in your career?
You always have that memory of hitting the field and going out there and being with the guys and making plays and joking around afterwards and all those things. So there are days where you're like, all right, we got to go practice today, and you kind of don't have the best attitude towards it. But then you remind yourself of those times and how fun it is when you actually get out there and start going through it. So.
Would you say as a quarterback, though, you have the best of practice?
For sure. I mean, I don't know if it's the best. Like, you could probably add, if you add punters and kickers in there. But, yeah, like even when training camp was super hard, the quarterbacks didn't have it too bad. So.
What's it like in your room? And you've got not only four quarterbacks, you have former quarterbacks. Bill Musgrave was a quarterback in the NFL. Tommy Rees, quarterback in college. A lot of quarterback minds in there. What's kind of just that been like with, obviously you as we'll call you the senior in high school. You got a few freshmen and maybe a sophomore there in Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, it's fun. A lot of smiles, a lot of laughs, and then, just some good ball, But I think the biggest thing in those rooms is just keeping it light and learning football, and I think it's been really good for that so far.
Is it kind of fun for you again to see football through somebody else's eyes that maybe has not seen the things that you've seen?
Yeah, it puts a smile on your face, and it brings you back a little bit. And it's an easy time to remind those guys, like, hey, it's just part of the process. Like we've all been through that. So.
Seems like you and Shador have a pretty good rapport. You guys talking about Gatorade. Seems like he's got obviously a lot of respect for you. It seems like you guys enjoy each other's company.
He's definitely fun to be around. He obviously has that attitude, and he can put a smile on your face, and just whether it's a question or a statement or whatever he's doing, he can definitely make you laugh.
So 4 quarterbacks. You've talked about the competition. He said for you actually kind of relaxes you a little bit. Have you ever been in a situation quite like this one before?
I think every year in the NFL brings something new. So you just gotta you gotta stay light on your feet and be able to adapt and. Just go out and be yourself. So.
It's been nice, though. Last time I remember being in UCLA, and here you came onto the football field, and there we have that magical run. You throw for 300 yards every game, setting the world on fire. Flacco fever running wild here in Cleveland. It's been nice actually to have a full offseason in the offense with Kevin Stefanski and kind of be through a normal routine for it as you get ready for this season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, this is what I love to do. So to be around a building, for as long as you can and be around the guys longer rather than shorter is always a lot of fun and definitely more ideal than kind of coming in halfway through.
What's kind of your mentality in the meeting rooms? We know what it's like out here. You're going to come out here, you're going to spin it. What's kind of the meeting rooms at this stage in your career? Because that's the stuff nobody gets to see, right? Fans are going to be here today. We're going to watch practice. They're going to get to see you throw the football. But that's a lot of the work that goes into playing your position.
I think my mentality is kind of the same as it's always been. I think there's obviously things that I know more of nowadays without having to, spend so much time on it. But my mentality is the same. You jot things down and it helps you remember them, and you stay focused and in the moment, and you ask questions about the little things because you could always learn something new, and you always need little brush ups on things. And it ultimately is about coming out and being on this field, but I know the best way to be yourself on this field is to pay attention in those meeting rooms and have it wired so that you can just come out here and be yourself.
Did you watch the Netflix show Quarterbacks?
I haven't watched a single
episode. You live it. I mean, you're there.
Right,
so
that's right.
I figured that was going to be the answer.
Yeah.
So I watched the most recent season. They've got Kirk Cousins, they've got Joe Burrow, and they've got Jared Goff. And one of the things that's for me is cool to see kind of their process. So Kirk Cousins has notebooks, old school, old style notebooks that he writes in every single week, draws the plays, writes the notes he'll have from defenses from years past. He can pull out actual notebooks. So what's kind of your process if you have one?
Not that. I'm like the guy that saves all that stuff and then I just don't do anything with it. Like I think I'm gonna want it for history, and then eventually 10 years down the road I'm just I'm looking at my wife and I'm just yeah, we can chuck it. We don't need it anymore.
By the way, if you find some of those, I'd be honored to keep one of those.
That's right. That's right.
The Joe Flacco Hall of Fame here in Cleveland.
Yeah, listen, I like to take it week by week, and I don't probably look back a ton. I love taking notes and having those things to possibly look back on, but for me, that process is more about getting it ingrained in my mind. I feel like when I write it down, it helps me get it ingrained in my mind. So yeah, whether I go back and look at those things or not, I'm taking a lot of it and hoping that a lot of it sticks just from writing it down and doing those things.
I can tell you, for me, when I do my pregame prep, if I don't handwrite, I could type it until I'm blue in the face, right out the back of my brain.
Yeah.
Handwrite it, for some reason, it's the secret.
There's something about that. It imprints in your brain, and you can go back and remember it, and it usually sticks for a long time. So.
All right, we'll get you out of here on this one. Fans in attendance, that obviously kind of ratchets it up. What are you kind of hoping to show these fans who have nothing but love for you out here today and kind of through this preseason and into this season?
It's always a cool environment, and guys definitely get all amped up when fans are out at practice. You can't help yourself, especially when you're a little bit younger. Things just tend to turn up a little bit. We'll probably do some one-on-ones and have that little competition part of it, and it just brings that little bit of extra energy and makes it a little bit more interesting, and not just for them, but for us. It brings the environment that you kind of play in day to day, and gives you a little bit of taste of kind of what success could feel like if we're able to kind of put it together like we want to.
Well, thank you for the time. Good luck out there. Keep it rolling, and I'm sure it still has to be a little surreal to know that the entire city of Cleveland is pulling for you, Joe Flacco.
Well, it's pretty cool. So.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, good to see you.